So, internet, if you come to this news since 2007, I've been doing these videos. I've been nailing this market pretty much right, right? Especially right in Joe's face. That guy, Joe Just Joe, there, I was sitting up and go down and go down a little bit the next day, and he was like, "Oh, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about." I'm telling you right now, Joe, I have the biggest short position on in my entire career right this second. I know Joe's dead. I'm talking to you, Joe, and you're going to resurrect your body tonight. We're going to short the market, and we're short the market. If you were with me yesterday, right? You know I'm no joke now. If you were debating over the last 15 or 17 years of me doing this, right? Now you're scared. Right now you're scared because I gave you the picks last night. I told you what the market was going to do this morning, which stocks to do it with, and then it's happening. You should be scared. You should be. You should be frightened of my majesty. You should be afraid to be in my presence because I might shock you or I might burn you. That's how hot I am right now. I even wore the red sweatshirt today because when I'm super bearish, I like to dress in red. And I'm always a bear, but I'm not bearish the market because it never goes down. But the last 7 days, you're seeing different things happening. And it's not just the UVXY and the VIX having an up day today. It's late day selling. That's institutional selling. It's residual selling. When the stock sells off, it doesn't quickly rebound the next day. There's still residual selling, like the Carvana, like the Palantir, like the Reddit. And when you kill the postal children, hello, when you kill the postal children of the bull market, momentum, bullshit, smoke and mirrors rally that we've been in pretty much forever, you're going to have some selling finally. And again, it's not going to last, but right now it feels a lot better to be short than long for the first time in about 2.5 years, right? So right now we are short Carvana from this morning, Qs from this morning, and we're strapped in. We're thinking, hey, this is it. We got it. We nailed it. We got the highs, right? They're sucking enough people into this market. Carvana, if you know anything about me, I nailed it at the lows. I was getting people long the stock at $7.50, banging it out at $56, telling people it could go to 90. If it breaks 90, it's going to 180. If it breaks 180, it's going to go to 250. I literally didn't think it would go to 250, but it went to 312 just the other day. And JP Morgan and these companies are upgrading the stock. It was a $5 stock. It's trading at 311. And then I had a blow off top engulfing bearish candle. You don't think there's people out there dying to sell this stock and go short? Of course they are. Annihilate this fucker. The stock's due for a 70-point haircut from, it's almost down to 70 points, but we're good for a lot more. This thing could be dropping another 50 from here. It was a $5 stock that went to 312. Just easy math. How about 20% off the top at the high? So 311 was the high, was the peak, right? Minus 20%. Where does that get you? Where are we now? We broke that price today. So now what are we going to do? We're going to fall another 20%. That's right. Now, again, I don't care if we do or we don't. The idea was to short the shit out of it this morning, and we're getting paid. We're still short the Qs right now. And again, this is one of those moments where you see, did you have to hold the short overnight? No. You came in this morning with purpose and determination. If the market is a sucker gap, check. We got the rally into the close yesterday, check. We got the sucker gap this morning, check. We got the highs of the day in the pre-market, check. And we're breaking VWAP at the open, check. Go short. You go short the VWAP break at the open, use the highs of the pre-market as you're out. If you're wrong, it's a very small loss. But if you're right, you're fucking crushing it right now. And we're still short from 9:30. No plans on covering unless they rip it into the close, which will lighten up. But here's my point. Today's short was put on today.
The short that I had that I was planning to hold yesterday into today, I lost on yesterday because we rallied into the close. So same kind of thing here. If we rally into the close, we take our profit and we hope for another sucker gap on Monday. And that's what's called the residual selling. So now that people are a little bit on edge, the edge doesn't go away. If you're on edge going into the weekend and you got VIX up, people start to sell because nobody likes a weak market on Fridays because they always think this could get worse over the weekend. What if something happens over the weekend? Oh my God, Monday is usually crash day. And that's how that's how the mentality happens. But more importantly, when one price breaks another price and that breaks a prior low, next thing you know, you went from a bullish momentum market to a bearish now momentum market. It's not a bear market, it's just a bearish momentum. And it's hard to break momentum when it finally turns. And we have finally turned. And I ain't saying it ain't going to rally on Monday and go up all the rest of February, March, April for the next 18 months. I'm talking about right this minute. We have absolutely destroyed this fucking day to the point where today you make more money today and you close these positions. Who cares about what happens Monday? Today we nailed it. Today we win. This is where we hold them. This is where they die. What movie? So nailed it. Absolutely fucking nailed it. And nothing would please me more after letting where basically I was in what the $50 calls on Carvana. I was in the stock at around 12.50, banging it out at 25, 35. I got some out at 56. It was a decent trade, but the enormity of that Carvana trade and what it wound up doing kind of left me in the dust. So I look at this as a little bit of revenge. But when you hear the word revenge trading, that's usually looked at as a negative connotation because you're doing something wrong because you're blinded by revenge. No, we're doing something right because the market's telling us that you should be shorting the shit out of Carvana now, especially because it got upgraded by JP Morgan and some other three companies raising their targets to 380. These are the same people that were telling you to sell the stock at $20, and now they're telling you to buy it with a target of 380. I mean, this industry is they're either inept or they're complicit or both. Nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about, especially these analysts. It's just a joke. It's a comedy show. And by the way, I'm not selling Palantir unless it's under $80. We bought the stock at 80 after loving it from 10. You know the whole story. You think I'm afraid that this stock pulled back 15 points in the last couple of days? Not only am I not afraid of that, I was expecting it and we were short against the stock that we own. I don't give a shit what happens to Palantir in the next couple of years. I think the stock's going to 180 and 250 in the next 3 to 4 years. You think I'm worried about a 12-point pullback? Who cares? Nobody cares. Because once all the selling is done, it's going to trap morons like me who haven't learned their lesson that you cannot be a viable shorter in a market that never goes down, right? Inevitably, all these stocks are going to start ripping back up and the bull market will be back on 18 months worth of it and we'll be at Q's $600.20. And I still think we could actually get there this year because you never, ever, ever get excited about being a shorter, ever. It's never going to be the big one, especially because we had a manipulative, artificial crash in August already. It usually, you got 18 months to 2 years of bullishness from that August 5th low, because that's how it works. The massive transfer of wealth happened, and then we climbed the wall of worry for usually 18 months to 2 years. So is it 18 months later? No. This is a temporary moment of selling that we're trying to milk as best as we can. That's where we're at right now. And we absolutely did it. So now it's whether or not we want to be greedy, hold this over the weekend, anticipating a sell-off, and then go back to that point again. Chances are Monday is going to be gapped up and you're going to be able to short whatever you want to short at a higher level on Monday. And that's why overnights are just a waste, because you usually get a chance to do whatever you want to do in that stock the next day at a better price. And if you guys are in the neighborhood, party's my house. My kids are away, my wife's away, I got nothing to do, and I'll probably just sleep all weekend. But if you want to go out for some drinks, why don't you come out and take me out? I got nothing to do this weekend. All right. So right now we are staying short Carvana. Our stop is 232.50, and the same thing with the QQQ, 532.50. So above those levels, we're out, and we'll readjust. But right now, sitting pretty in the same trade from 9:30, and I can't even tell you the last time that we've stayed short anything from the open and made it till 1 o'clock. So that in itself is bearish. That in itself is bearish. The mere fact that we made it this far. Usually the market squeezes us out of everything we're short by now. All right. Good luck. And if we're crashing on Monday, just remember you heard it here first. But more importantly, Carvana short. I'm looking for an apps. Just it's it. It's it. This has to be it. And I'm just looking for another 70 points. Give me 70 more points to the downside. I'll take 50. 50 more points to the downside. You could have this piece of shit stock back. All right. But right now, kill it. Kill it all. Good luck.